What up? I I'm gonna say I don't like to do this because I don't be trying to preach a bash, and I mean I do preach a bash. Don't get me wrong, because I can't stand some stuff that some preachers do. But I gotta call somebody out. I normally don't, what I'm saying. I'm not gonna call his name out, but I gotta speak on it, you know, just in case in the future somebody watch this video. I gotta speak on it because you got some preachers out here right now that's saying some stuff. And a very well known preacher, I heard him preach this morning saying basically that preachers who counsel in church, they don't have no faith. And that a preacher who counsels church on Sunday because of the coronavirus, well, he was like, I wouldn't follow no preacher like that. Well, I got to speak on that because I feel like that's incorrect. And I'm going to say this because the Bible talks about in Acts, I done read the whole Bible, but I'm reading it again, and I'm in Acts right now. And it's like Acts maybe 17, 18, or 19, something like that, that the Bible say that Paul, one of the regions that he visited, he was in the church house, for a while. I don't know if it was months or years or something like that, but he spent a lot of time, in certain places he went to. He stayed in some places longer than others, depending on how they accepted him and how they accepted the word. Well, it said that he would be, in the synagogue or in the I forget the word they use, but basically, the place where the preacher will hang out at. You know what I'm saying? The church, or however you want to call it, church house, whatever. But Paul will be in there speaking, and it say he'll be in there disputing and explaining the word, and it say disputing. In other words, arguing with some misunderstandings or misconceptions. So believe it or not, a preacher is supposed to clear up misunderstandings. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're supposed to do. So I gotta say that because the Bible say only a fool runs toward evil. Only a fool runs toward evil. The wise man will hide himself. You know what I'm saying? That's what the Bible say. So you ain't gotta go running toward danger, running toward this plague that's out here right now. Talking about, oh, I got faith in God, I'm good. Just go walking out there. You know what I mean? That's not how you do that. You know what I mean? And he was using examples like basically saying, okay, by you having faith, that uh, faith faith works in, sometimes faith shows up like through the things that seem impossible. It was like, what Noah did was impossible, but he had faith. And how Peter walked on the water, that was impossible, but he had faith. And you know basically saying, like, sometimes faith don't mix with common sense. No, faith don't always mix with common sense. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times it don't. But at the same time, when you use these kind of examples like Noah was commanded by God to do what he did. Peter, before he stepped on that water, he asked Jesus, he said, Lord, command me to come to you. You know what I'm saying? They had God's word beforehand that this is going to be all right. Now, I can see if God had told us, hey, look, I'm not going to let the whatever it's called, the baloney virus, touch you. You know what I'm saying? If God told me He not gonna let the jabroni virus touch me, then yeah, I'm gonna go out there walking and talking all that noise. But if I don't know that for a fact, why am I gonna go walk out there? And I'm telling you, I hear from God. And when I say I hear from God, like I communicate with the Lord. When I'm doing right and I'm praying like I'm supposed to, I hear from the Lord, like I literally communicate with Him. God sends me messages, shows me visions. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna go walk out here in the public and just, go out here and just be out here just mingling and doing whatever because I feel like God got me. God got me anyways. Whether I catch the virus or I don't, God got me regardless. And on top of that, we don't always know what God's plan is. God's plan might be for me to catch it and beat it, so I can testify about it. You know, his plan might be for me not to catch it at all. You know, I don't know what his plan is. You know what I'm saying? He ain't told me that. So you can't sit up here and put down people for not wanting to go out in the world and mingle with folks just because they're Christians. That don't mean because just because you a Christian don't give you a pass to be foolish. You know what I'm saying? If it's something out here that's killing folks, man, Jesus was the Son of God. Jesus is the Son of God. Jesus is God. The devil tried to tell him to jump off a cliff. Do you think Jesus did it even though he was the Son of God? Did he go jumping off that cliff? The devil was like, you know, God will send his angels to catch you. You jump off this cliff, you know, this mountain, whatever you try to tell Jesus to jump off of. Did Jesus jump off of it? No. They had plenty of times when Jesus was preaching and people got hyped up and mad at Jesus. It was like, you know, let's get him. And Jesus would slip through the crowd. He didn't just stand there like, I'm the Son of God. You know what I'm saying? Only thing Jesus did, Jesus allowed them to take him and put him on that cross because that's what God told him to do. You understand what I'm saying? So I just think that's wrong for any preacher to get up here and down other preachers for canceling church. And why you gonna have a whole bunch of people get together in one place when you know the coronavirus out there? Like, when does God say operate against, you know, the law of the land, you know, if it's something that's for our safety? You know what I mean? I mean, we gotta have common sense, you know, about certain things. There's nothing wrong with having faith, you know. You know, faith is a good thing. Faith is a wonderful thing. But man, you gotta have common sense sometimes, bro. And that's, you know, and sometimes, you know, you gotta know what the words say. So I just wanted to put that out there because I didn't like the way my brother put that out there this morning, like as if preachers was foul for canceling church. No, preachers is trying to do what they think is the right thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you something. One time, I did not pay my tithes. No, one time I had a choice to either pay my tithes or pay my light bill. And guess what? My lights got cut off. You hear what I'm saying? My lights got cut off. And it took me, and you know why that happened to me? Because I didn't know the word. That's why that happened to me, because I did not know the word. There's a part in the word where they asked Jesus, you know, would he either pay, I think it was his taxes, or pay his tithes. And Jesus was like, show me that coin you got right there, you know, and they showed it to him. He was like, now whose image is on that coin? And they was like, Caesar. And so Jesus was like, okay, well, render the things unto Caesar that are Caesar's, and render the thing unto God that are God's, you know. In other words, that's Caesar money. Give him his money. You know what I'm saying? God ain't worried about that money. You know what I mean? That's what Jesus said. See, if I had known what the word said back then, I would have paid my light bill. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't know back then how God wasn't concerned about tithes and that matter. You know, it's you have to know what the words say. But you know, before you and you have to take in consideration what the words say before you go out here judging people and telling people how they're supposed to live their lives. You know what I mean? But that's all I got to say about it, man. Just you know, the Bible also say we do what we can do and let God do the rest. So if that means we got to do what we can to try to stay healthy too, you know, we can't go out here and just throw ourselves away to the jabroni virus because I feel like, oh, God got me. No, God say do what you can do, let him do the rest. So it's a lot that go into that, you know what I mean? If I gotta go outside like I did today, you know, I had to go get us some food, you know. If I gotta go outside, then that's when I'm gonna have faith and be like, okay, God, I don't believe you're gonna let this thing touch me. If you do, I know you got me. You know what I'm saying? That's when I'm gonna have my faith and say I'm good. You know, but nah, man, not just to go out. You don't just go out here and just try to throw your life away. You don't go stand in front of a bullet because you feel like you got God. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. You know, God not gonna ask you to do no foolish stuff like that. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. We gotta not be foolish. You know. So that's all I gotta say about it, man. Just man, you gotta be careful, you know, who you listen to, y'all. Gotta be careful who you listen to. You gotta read your word. Gotta read your word, man. You don't read that word, you're gonna be lost. Good as lost, you know what I mean? You know? But it's gonna be, you know, especially if you just living your life and you trying to be a Christian, you're trying to live your life as a Christian. You might be saved by grace and by faith, but it's gonna be hard, man, if you don't know that word. But anyway, man, y'all have a good day. Enjoy the rest of y'all day. Be blessed.